Now, answering your questions about the law and legal issues. This is Legal Break with attorney Gary Bruce.
And I'm Maureen Akers. Welcome. Welcome, Gary.
Good to be here again.
Yes,
Thank you.
glad to have you. Okay, today's question is one that's very out there in the public. Gary, if a vehicle is driven remotely or by computer systems without a driver, who is responsible if something happens?
And we're back to Google.
Google,
okay?
yes.
So we're back to doing our Google questions. And I don't know, this is about number 30.
Yeah.
And honestly, this has kind of lost some steam, you know? I really haven't heard as much about these automated driving systems as I did maybe a year ago.
Yeah.
They just don't seem to be, and I think the whole trucking industry was kind of leaning that way, and then now we don't hear anything about that, and I don't even think there's an emphasis on it, so I don't know where it's going. I know there's driver assist that happens a lot for parking and for other ways, and so what happens if it malfunctions? I mean, you can't just sit there and eat lunch, you know, and I think that's the big deal. It's like, you still, as a driver, have an obligation to make sure it's doing the right things.
Yeah.
I think if you're on a long stretch of interstate in some remote part of Alabama or Montana or something, you know, I think you can probably let it go a little bit, but it would scare me to death. And
I know.
I just couldn't sit there and not drive. I mean,
Right.
I envision people sleeping, you know, and I don't think you can do that. So what if you're using it in town and it messes up and you cause a wreck? Who's responsible? Well, I think the driver's still going to be responsible. And the driver might have a claim against the manufacturer or somebody.
Yeah.
The injured party may have a case against the manufacturer or the designer or somebody involved in the software. The product liability kind of side of things, those are hugely expensive cases. So that's almost prohibitive for just kind of fixing your car or something that's not catastrophic. So it's a confusing area, you know. I'm a little concerned about who will bear responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely. So who do you think would be the better driver, the computer or the real life people?
You know, I drive around our community. I don't think, here's the things I think a computer will not let you do.
Okay.
Get right up on the back of somebody. You know, we've got to start giving some distance.
Right.
That is really where wrecks happen, is not giving distance and being predictable. I mean, that's something a computer could help us do. When you're erratic or coming in and out or speed up or slow down, those things are what cause wrecks too. You know, it's just driving in someone's blind spot. No, don't do it, you know. So all these little things are really what kind of lead to wrecks. Probably a computer would say, don't do that. So listen.
There you go. Thank you, Gary. We'll see you in the next Legal Break.